Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcast Every Day.
We are so happy you are here with us today, especially if you are listening during a busy morning, a quick walk, or a short break between tasks.
Today, we are talking about healthy habits for a busy life, a topic that sounds simple but can change how your whole day feels.
And do not worry, we are not going to tell you to wake up at 4 in the morning or become a completely different person overnight.
Exactly, we will focus on realistic habits, useful English, and natural phrases you can use when talking about routines, energy, stress, and self-care.
This episode is perfect for learners who want to sound more fluent when discussing everyday life, workplace pressure, and personal goals.
You will hear two natural conversations, and after each one, Sarah and I will break down the language step by step.
We will also compare simple English with more advanced English, so you can upgrade your speaking without sounding formal or strange.
So take a comfortable breath, settle in, and let us build some English skills and healthy habits together.
Yes, let us get started with today's topic introduction. Before we listen to our first conversation, let us talk about why healthy habits matter when life feels full and fast.
When people hear the phrase healthy habits, they often think about exercise or food first, but the topic is much wider than that.
Yes, healthy habits can include how you start your morning, how you take breaks, how you manage your phone, how you talk to yourself, and even how you end your workday.
For busy people, the key idea is not perfection. The key idea is sustainability.
Sustainability means you can continue doing something for a long time. A habit is sustainable if it fits your real life.
For example, running for 90 minutes every day may sound impressive, but for many people, it is not sustainable.
But taking a 10-minute walk after lunch might be sustainable. Stretching for 3 minutes before bed might be sustainable. Drinking water before coffee might be sustainable.
Our first key phrase today is to build a routine. A routine is a regular way of doing things.
You can say, I am trying to build a morning routine, or I need to build a better evening routine.
Notice the verb build. We do not usually say make a routine in this context, although people understand it. Build sounds more natural because a routine develops over time.
Here is another example. After starting a new job, I had to build a routine that helped me sleep better.
The second phrase is to stay on track. This means to continue making progress and not lose focus.
For example, meal planning helps me stay on track during the week. Or, a short walk helps me stay on track with my energy.
You can also use it at work. I make a quick checklist every morning to stay on track with my priorities.
The third phrase is to fit something into your schedule. This is very useful for busy people.
If you fit exercise into your schedule, you find a realistic time for it, even if your day is full.
You might say, I cannot go to the gym for an hour, but I can fit a 15-minute workout into my schedule before dinner.
The fourth phrase is to cut back on something. This means to reduce something, not necessarily stop it completely.
This is perfect for habits. I am trying to cut back on late-night scrolling. I want to cut back on sugary drinks. I need to cut back on unnecessary meetings.
The fifth phrase is to make time for something. This means to treat something as important enough to include in your life.
I love this phrase because it sounds active. You are not waiting for free time to magically appear. You choose to make time.
For example, I am making time for breakfast this month. Or, I need to make time for proper rest, not just work and errands.
And learners, notice something important. These phrases are practical, but they also sound natural in both casual conversations and workplace conversations.
So before our first role play, remember these 5 expressions. Build a routine, stay on track, fit something into your schedule, cut back on something, and make time for something.
Now, let us hear a conversation between two coworkers who are trying to improve their habits without adding more stress to their lives.
In this first conversation, listen for how Michael and Nicole talk about small habits in a realistic workday.
Hey Nicole, do you have a minute? Or are you rushing to another meeting?
I have about 5 minutes before my next call. What is up?
I wanted to ask how you stay on track during busy weeks. You always seem calm, even when the team is under pressure.
That is kind of you to say, but honestly, I have to work at it. I used to feel exhausted by Wednesday every week.
Really? I thought you were naturally organized.
Not at all. I just built a routine that protects my energy a little better.
What does that routine look like? I am trying to build one, but I keep making it too complicated.
Mine is simple. Before I open my email, I write down the 3 most important things I need to do that day.
Only 3 things. My list usually has 20 items, and then I feel behind before the day even starts.
That used to happen to me too. A long list can feel productive, but it can also make you anxious.
So the 3 priorities help you stay on track.
Exactly. If I finish those 3, I feel like the day was successful, even if smaller tasks move to tomorrow.
That sounds healthier than trying to do everything at once.
It is. I also try to fit movement into my schedule instead of waiting for a perfect workout time.
What kind of movement? Like going to the gym after work?
Sometimes, but not usually. Most days I take a 10-minute walk after lunch or stretch while my coffee is brewing.
That sounds much more realistic. I think I have been waiting for the perfect hour, and then I do nothing.
I know that feeling. Sometimes small habits work better because they are easier to repeat.
What about food? I keep skipping lunch and then eating snacks all afternoon.
I do not cook fancy meals, but I make time for a real lunch. Even 20 minutes away from my desk helps.
I tell myself I am too busy, but maybe I am not treating lunch as important.
That is a good way to put it. Making time does not mean you have extra time. It means you choose where your attention goes.
I also need to cut back on checking messages after work. It makes my evening feel like another work shift.
That one is hard. I started putting my phone in another room during dinner.
Did it help right away?
Not right away. For the first few nights, I kept wanting to check it. But after a week, my evenings felt calmer.
I might try that. Maybe I will start with 30 minutes after dinner, not the whole evening.
That sounds sustainable. Small and repeatable is usually better than huge and unrealistic.
Thanks, Nicole. I feel less guilty now. I do not need a perfect plan. I need a routine I can actually follow.
Exactly. Start small, stay on track, and adjust when life gets busy.
Now Sarah and I will break down the first conversation and show you how to use the language naturally.
I really liked that conversation because it did not present healthy living as a huge life makeover.
Right, the language was practical. Michael said, I am trying to build one, but I keep making it too complicated.
That sentence is useful because the structure, I keep doing something, means the action happens again and again, often in a frustrating way.
For example, I keep checking my phone before bed. I keep skipping breakfast. I keep saying yes to too many meetings.
And learners notice that after keep, we use the ing form. Keep checking, keep skipping, keep saying.
Another strong phrase was protect my energy. Nicole said she built a routine that protects her energy.
Protect my energy sounds modern and natural. It means you avoid things that drain you too much, and you create space for things that support you.
You can say, I protect my energy by taking short breaks, or I protect my energy by not answering work messages late at night.
I also want to highlight the phrase, what does that routine look like? This is not about appearance. It means, describe it to me.
Exactly. You can ask, what does your morning routine look like? What does a healthy lunch look like for you? What does your ideal workday look like?
That question is friendly because it invites details. It is much softer than saying, tell me your exact schedule.
Another useful expression was, I feel behind before the day even starts. This is a very natural way to describe stress.
Yes, feel behind means you feel late, unprepared, or not as productive as you should be, even if you are doing your best.
You might say, I feel behind on emails, or I feel behind with my assignments, or I feel behind after taking a few days off.
One more phrase I loved was, small and repeatable is usually better than huge and unrealistic.
That sentence is useful because it compares two choices clearly. Small and repeatable means easy to do again. Huge and unrealistic means impressive but too difficult to continue.
So the main lesson from conversation 1 is this: do not only learn the word habit. Learn the language around habits like build, protect, fit into, cut back on, and stay on track. Now let us look at another side of healthy habits, which is protecting your time, your focus, and your energy.
In part 1, we focused on routines and small actions. In part 2, we are going to talk about boundaries.
A boundary is a limit that protects your time, your health, or your peace of mind.
For examples, not checking work email after 9 in the evening can be a boundary. Taking lunch away from your desk can be a boundary.
The first new phrase is to set boundaries. This means to create clear limits around what you can do, what you cannot do, and what you need.
You can say, I am trying to set better boundaries with work, or I need to set boundaries around screen time.
A common mistake is saying, I need to make boundaries. People may understand you, but set boundaries is the natural phrase.
The second phrase is to recharge. This means to rest and recover energy.
Your phone recharges when you plug it in. A person recharges by sleeping, taking a walk, reading quietly, or spending time with people who make them feel good.
You can say, I need a quiet evening to recharge, or I recharge by going outside for a few minutes.
The third phrase is to be consistent. This means to do something regularly, not perfectly.
This is important. Consistent does not mean every single day with no mistakes. It means you return to the habit again and again.
For example, I am trying to be consistent with my bedtime routine. Or, I am not perfect, but I am consistent with drinking water.
A common mistake is saying, I am consistent to exercise. The more natural sentence is, I am consistent with exercise, or I am consistent about exercising.
The fourth phrase is to burn out. This means to become extremely tired, stressed, and emotionally drained because you have been working too much or pushing too hard.
You can say, I do not want to burn out, or if I work late every night, I will burn out.
And there is also the noun burnout. You can say, I am trying to avoid burnout.
The fifth phrase is to give yourself some grace. This means to be kind to yourself when things do not go perfectly.
This phrase is gentle and encouraging. If you miss one workout, give yourself some grace. If your week is difficult, give yourself some grace and start again tomorrow.
This is different from making excuses. Making excuses means you avoid responsibility. Giving yourself grace means you stay responsible, but you do not attack yourself.
That comparison is so important. Healthy habits should support your life, not become another reason to feel bad.
So our new language is set boundaries, recharge, be consistent, burn out, and give yourself some grace.
Now let us listen to a second conversation where these phrases appear in a realistic situation about work, family, and personal time.
In this second conversation, listen for how Adam and Sky talk about boundaries, consistency, and avoiding burnout.
Sky, can I ask you something a little personal?
Of course, what is going on?
I feel like I am always busy, but I am not actually taking care of myself. I work, answer messages, help my family, and then go to bed exhausted.
That sounds really heavy. How long has it been like that?
A few months, maybe longer. I keep telling myself it is just a busy season, but the busy season never ends.
I get that. Sometimes we wait for life to calm down before we change anything. But life does not always calm down by itself.
Exactly. I think I am close to burning out, and that scares me.
I am glad you said that out loud. Sometimes naming the problem is the first step.
I know I need to set boundaries, but I feel guilty whenever I say no.
That is common, but a boundary is not an attack on other people. It is a way to protect your energy.
What kind of boundary would you start with?
I would start small. For example, choose one evening a week when you do not accept extra work unless it is truly urgent.
One evening sounds possible. I was thinking I had to change my whole schedule.
That is the trap. When the plan is too big, it becomes hard to be consistent.
So consistency is more important than intensity.
For most healthy habits, yes. A short walk 3 times a week may help more than one intense workout you never repeat.
That makes sense. I also need time to recharge, but I feel lazy when I rest.
Rest is not laziness. Rest is maintenance. You would not expect your laptop to run forever without charging.
I like that. Rest is maintenance. That feels less guilty.
And give yourself some grace. You are trying to change patterns that have been there for a long time.
So if I answer messages late one night, I should not say I failed.
Exactly. You can say, that was a hard day, and tomorrow I will return to the boundary.
That is much kinder. It also feels more realistic.
What is one boundary you could set this week?
I could stop checking work messages after 8:30 on Tuesday and Thursday.
Great, make it specific. What will you do instead during that time?
I will take a short walk, have tea, and read for 15 minutes before bed.
That sounds like a real recharge plan, not just an idea.
Thanks, Sky. I feel like I can start with that and build from there.
That is the goal. Start small, be consistent, and give yourself some grace along the way.
Now let us compare simpler B1 language with more natural B2 language from the second conversation.
This section is especially useful because many learners can express the basic idea, but they want to sound more natural, softer, and more precise.
Let us start with Adam's sentence, I feel like I am always busy, but I am not actually taking care of myself.
A B1 version might be, I am very busy and I do not rest. That is clear, but it is a little flat.
The B2 version, I am not actually taking care of myself, adds reflection. It suggests the speaker has realized something important.
Next, Adam said, I think I am close to burning out. Notice the softener, I think.
A direct sentence would be, I am burning out. That may be true, but I think I am close to burning out sounds more careful and natural when describing failings.
Other softeners include, I feel like, maybe, kind of, and a little. For example, I feel like I need a break, or maybe I need to slow down this week.
Be careful though, soft does not mean weak. In English, softeners often make your speaking sound thoughtful, polite, and emotionally intelligent.
Another level upgrade is changing simple commands into supportive suggestions.
A B1 sentence might be, you should rest. It is correct, but it can sound too strong depending on the situation.
Sky said I would start small. That is a B2 style suggestion. It uses would to sound gentle and personal.
You can use this pattern often. I would take a short break. I would set a small boundary first. I would not change everything at once.
Now let us fix a common grammar issue. Learners sometimes say, I am close to burnout.
The natural form is I am close to burning out. After close to, we usually use a noun or the ing form of a verb.
For example, I am close to finishing the report. She is close to making a decision. we are close to solving the problem.
Another common mistake is saying, I need time for recharge. In natural English, you can say, I need time to recharge, or I need time for recharging.
The best everyday version is probably, I need time to recharge. It is simple, natural, and useful in many situations.
So the B2 upgrade is not about using difficult words. It is about using softeners, natural verb patterns, and precise phrases that match real life.
Let us recap the most important vocabulary, phrases, grammar, and communication skills from today's episode.
Today's topic was healthy habits for a busy life, and our main message was that habits should be realistic, sustainable, and repeatable.
In the first part, we learned build a routine, which means create a regular pattern in your day or week.
We also learned stay on track, which means continue making progress without losing focus.
Then we learned fit something into your schedule, which is useful when you want to include a habit in a busy day.
We practiced cut back on something, which means reduce something without necessarily stopping completely.
And we talked about make time for something, which means choose to include something because it matters.
In Conversation 1, Michael and Nicole showed us that a good routine does not need to be dramatic. It can be as simple as choosing 3 priorities, taking a short walk, and eating lunch away from the desk.
In the second part, we focused on boundaries and energy. We learned set boundaries, recharge, be consistent, burn out, and give yourself some grace.
In Conversation 2, Adam and Sky discussed the feeling of being close to burning out, and Sky helped Adam choose one small boundary for the week.
For grammar, remember these patterns. Keep takes the ing form, as in keep checking. Close to also takes a noun or ing form, as in close to burning out.
For speaking style, remember that softeners like I think, I feel like, maybe, and I would can make your English sound more natural and thoughtful.
And most importantly, healthy habits are not about being perfect. They are about returning to helpful actions, again and again, in a way that fits your real life.
That brings us to the end of today's episode of English Podcast Every Day.
We hope you leave this episode with useful English and also a little encouragement for your own busy life.
Try using one phrase from today in a real sentence, such as, I am trying to build a routine, or I need time to recharge.
And remember, small steps count. A 5-minute habit can still be a healthy habit if you can repeat it.
If this episode helped you, follow the podcast and share it with someone who is learning English while managing a busy schedule.
Thank you for practicing with us today. Take care of your English, take care of your energy, and take care of yourself.
We will see you next time on English Podcast Every Day.